Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. This video is actually pretty cool, especially if you guys are a Halo nerd out here, because I myself grew up on Halo. That was my very first kind of fun multiplayer experience, especially in the 360 days. Shout out to you guys if you guys are around then. Definitely please subscribe if you guys were, because you are my people. But for me, I grew up playing Halo on the original Xbox with my brother-in-law when I was like a little kid. And obviously my first multiplayer console was the 360, and that was the very first thing that, and Modern Warfare 2, and those are like my bread and butter. That was my high school years, and that's what I play with all my best friends who I still play video games with to as of this day. But right now we had a massive leak, a 90 gigabyte Halo leak, which you also have to factor on in. Some of the stuff was from back in the day where those games are maybe like 1 gigabyte at most, and there is so much stuff that is coming out over here from Halo. There's like leaked gameplay, early gameplay builds, random missions and stories that no one ever even knew about, and right this second so much has come out from Halo. So if you are someone who at least back in the heyday loved Halo, or at least have that little baby sympathy that the future of Halo will not be complete garbage, I'm still holding out hopes. I go, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. The Halo Infinite could have been a little bit better. Let's all kind of collectively agree on that one. Multiplayer was dope, though. Single player made me question why they spent like $500 million on it. But we have a lot of leaks to talk about. This is all unseen footage, and all is kind of, I'm just excited. This is actually one of those more fun videos for me. So subscribe if you guys are new. Subscribe if you guys enjoy this type of vibe, and definitely let me know what you guys think is the coolest thing you guys have a chance to see as I show it on this video, and let's go and dive on into it in the first place. So as I mentioned, Halo itself has been around for many years, and as of right this second, we're still kind of waiting to see like what's going to happen next. And this is kind of crazy too, because there are some crazy stories. You guys remember like the end of Halo 3, Halo Reach. Those are some of my most iconic gaming moments, and apparently a lot of stuff could have changed on up. A lot of things could have been different, and well, let's go just dive into some crazy things, because right now as of today there is a massive 90 gigabyte Halo leak that reveals old school developer builds, internal documentations, random different tools, unreleased content for Bungie's original trilogy, and even more, and even some videos and showcases and stuff like this. And even looking at some of these things is always just crazy to go and see. Because if you guys were, I mean, honest to God, like I haven't really had that feeling, that hit for a good Halo game in a very long time. Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, a little bit of COD 4 2 as well, and then Halo 1 and Halo 3, Halo Reach, and ODST, those were my bread and butter. And I also did kind of like Destiny 1 when it was kind of, you know, new and cool. No, nowadays not so much. But basically, a massive 90 gigabyte leak has service containing development builds, tools, internal documentation spanning from Bungie's 1998 work. The Halo franchise has gone through significant changes recently after a mixed reception to Halo Infinite, as you guys even heard me kind of saying like myself. 343 Industries underwent a major transformation earlier on this year, which we actually even made that on my second YouTube channel randomly, and they just are basically saying like we're going to make the next game good, so I really hope they do. They also rebranded to Xbox's Halo Studios while maintaining its role as the franchise's steward. The studio also announced its transition to Unreal Engine 5 for future Halo projects, moving away from its traditional slipspace engine, which I think also might be kind of nice. Might make the game feel a little bit more formulaic, but also might bring that to consoles such as like PlayStation 5, which is kind of maybe nice. Like if you imagine playing, well, Halo on PlayStation would be kind of dope. So this change promises to streamline development for potentially open new possibilities for the franchise's future. So now a significant leak has surfaced containing internal Halo documents, spanning from Bungie's original titles through to the recent Halo Digsite project as well. And this is kind of cool. We're even seeing stuff over here like Omaha, like the build numbers, all the different types of, like, you know, these basically launch screens and such. And there was this 90 gigabytes of Halo Digsite leak detail. So over here, so on December 25th, as of Christmas, a massive 90 gigabyte according to Visceral archive of development materials appeared on 4chan, which that's where all the leaks always show on up. This leak, known as the Halo Digsite archive, contains an extraordinary collection of development builds, tools, and internal documents spanning from Bungie's early work in 1998 to recent work, and these are all the zip files and stuff that was getting promoted. The content appears to originate from the Halo Digsite project, where 343 Industries had enlisted community modders to help restore cut content from previous Halo games. Among the leaked materials is the E3 2000 build, which was famously used to create the original Xbox version's trailer, despite not even being compatible with the console itself. A user familiar with the Digsite project posted on Twitter, confirming the leak's authenticity while clarifying that recent project departures weren't responsible. They noted that some of the content, such as the Halo 2 E3's work, work was at least over 6 months old too as well. And you can kind of see this type of stuff, like some of these technical manuals over here too, and all this, where they had a chance to talk about this and, you know, all their old school updates and kind of just cool stuff to see. So internal documents revealed that leak included detailed campaign overviews, mission descriptions, environmental design documents from the original Halo trilogy. One particularly interesting find is a comprehensive mission breakdown showing the evolution of iconic levels and their gameplay elements, as well as Bungie's technical manual. So the archive contents are still being examined by the community, so we're gonna make, if there's any cool updates, I'll let you guys know too as well. And there's likely much more to be discovered. A cryptic README file included with the leak suggests additional content might be getting leaked soon too as well, so there might even be even more too on top of that by using a modified conversation from Deus Ex as a trailer, saying here's a README tag saying your appointment to the Google Drive should be finalized within the week. We discussed this matter with Phil Spencer. I take it he was hoarding. Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could have put him on the priority list for Prometheus, he was so willing it was almost pathetic. These builds and leaks are intensifying to the point where we might even be able to contain it. Why contain it? Let the files spill over to the rebalances and uncuts. Let the betas pile up in the cord. In the end, they'll beg us to gatekeep that. Basically, kind of go and say like, hey, we have all these crazy leaks out here, so there might be a lot more coming on out. So we also had some images too as well from, I think, just like prior different levels and areas and stuff. If I do misspeak this, or maybe it was included in some other way, let me know. Like if you guys are more knowledgeable. But this almost even reminds me of that one Destiny map. If you guys remember, without like a little bit, remind this like the same layout type vibe. If you guys remember from Destiny PvP, with a little bit less foliage, this definitely looks like a old school Destiny 1 PvP map. If you guys have seen some of these old school type vibes, I think it's cool. And also on top of this too, here's some of the old school like Halo designs too as well from level missions. This looks like there's like a random sword thrown on in. This looks like maybe like a preview of the Halo build itself, which I think seems kind of cool. It's apparently the pattern 2 composite sword as well with old like UIs and layouts, and just even look at these graphics, bro. Like this looks insane. This looks like World of Warcraft or something. I don't know, it's crazy. And look at all this type of stuff. Look at all the characters, the brand new vibes too as well. You can see like slightly cleaner details and such. Like I said, it was throughout multiple years, so it's not just Halo 1. Like there's other stuff that was also tied on in with this. Like some of these leaks are like unused character models and assets and just various stuff. Like this is crazy, and my honest opinion, kind of cool to get to go and see. I believe there's also maybe other outside layouts for other various maps and early builds in different locations. Like it almost kind of makes me sad whenever people make this type of stuff, because I always just imagine like how cool this would be to have in like a multiplayer map, etc. So here's also the Omaha 2 as well. You guys can see some of these pre-launches over here, Halo 2, some of these other alpha builds too as well for the games. And on top of there was also videos too as well. So people actually put together playable beta builds of Halo 1 from its early development too on top of that. And this looks really cool. I'm going to have a chance to play this one out for you guys here too as well. But this is early Halo 1, dude. Like this is crazy. This is like before the game itself like was like out. Like this is so cool to see. Look at this. I mean, it definitely looks a little bit janky. Yeah, don't get me wrong. And like this is definitely not what I would expect from Halo, but they have the files, they have the core files, so they can like utilize stuff and make stuff with this. This is like really cool to see. You even see the UI in the very top left over there. You see different types of tunnels, the environments, the armor, like the iconic green Master Chief armor. Like this is so cool to see. Like, I'm not sure if you guys in my usual community enjoy this type of vibe, but like this looks awesome. Like, I mean, like granted, looks very old, like 20 plus years old. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but like, bro, this is so cool to get to see. Like, I'm seeing the vision. I kind of wish they would have included some cool stuff like this. Although I'm still pretty happy on the original Halo kind of came on out. Like, I think this looks very, very cool. Now, granted, once again, this is like a playable demo as of right this second. But yeah, they have the files, they have the assets. So, like, this is crazy to get to go and see. Imagine this being like rebuilt for like a multiplayer or something. It's crazy, just like randomly just explodes in the background. Like, look at this. Like, God only knows what this is. But this is crazy to get to go and see, dude. And as well, like, this is really cool. So it also had like stuff of like why there was no Master Chief in Halo Wars in the RTS game. And according to the game's lead designer Dave Pottinger, the decision to exclude Master Chief from the 2009 RTS game was entirely deliberate and not due to any restrictions as well. The development team at Ensemble Games chose to omit the iconic character because they feared his presence would overshadow the other characters. It's a little bit lame, but I get it. We don't want to use Master Chief, they said. We were telling the game that needed need you to care about everyone else. We thought as soon as Master Chief shows up, no one's going to care, and that's one of the hardest conversations they had to go and do as well. So here's some even old school stuff too from the Halo E3 at 2000 as well. Coming on top of this too, there's a lot more random bigger leaks and early gameplay and stuff, which looks a bit on the cleaner side, but like this is crazy, dude. Now there might be a lot more. Like this is kind of the early initial leak stage out there. People have to kind of sort through the files and see it, but having a chance just to see some of the early gameplay and showcase up some of the stuff like we showed you guys before in the prior video, like this is just iconic. Like this is literally what was the basis of Halo, and that was probably one of the more influential games when it comes to, well, FPSs and just general vibes for games itself as a whole, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would probably agree. And I at the same time always loved Halo, but granted Halo's kind of fallen short and a little flat as of these past few years, but seeing this is going to give a little more motivation to see like, well, maybe there might be some cool stuff in the future we get to go and play and see. So give me your thoughts and comments on everything down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We'll give you guys more details soon for Halo if we get them. And of course, I appreciate y'all so much for watching here in the first place.